This is how I made modifications. Caution. I always securely attach the side handle to the drill and make sure the handle is well supported. I always assume any drill may suddenly be stopped by the load. See more below. Always tighten the lock nut for the burr adjusting screw and wing nuts with the wrench. Always tighten the chuck with the key in all 3 holes. Use a lever on the key. The burr adjustment screw will have to be reset a few times before run-in. Remove the burrs and auger shaft from the case. Burrs and auger shaft. The burrs are made of chilled cast iron and are very resistant to wear. I have made a filling material from silicon carbide grit and water glass. When cured, it is as hard as a grinding wheel. I have filled the grooves about 5/16 inch inwards from the outer diameter. The grooves on the rotating burr are filled in the same way. Only the filled areas should touch each other. Some of the cast ridges are level with the outer surface in here. Grind them a little until light appears. Where is he? Hold a roll and make sure that there's a slight sausage shape on both. It never touches inside. Fill in the grooves. Clean both burrs. I bought MJR Tumbler's Refill Grit, silicon carbide aluminum oxide media, and also high temperature adhesive 2000 degree F rated. Sodium silicate water glass 40% solution, 4-ounce bottle, 5602 from Amazon. Strength of concrete depends upon strong aggregate with sharp edges. We will mix a concrete type material. Note, 9-inch stones were included in mix for the Hoover Dam. In our case, too much of grit 1 in your package is bad for filling the grooves. It is too coarse. I suggest a trio mix for size 3 is the major component, plus a little size 2. Water glass substitutes Portland cement and water in concrete. You can experiment by filling the threads of a 1/2 inch 13 bolt. Let it dry and bake it. A Dremel tool with a thin diamond blade will indicate when the mix is strong. The product will be extremely hard. When the mix seems right, apply the filler to the burrs, covering the ridges a little, and bake. These burrs are unique. They can run tightly pressed together. Stone burrs may have no grooves at the outside, but they cannot be run tight. Steel burrs can be run tight, but they typically have grooves all the way to the edge. In this design, the weak particles are forced between the smooth, hard faces, and a very narrow channel opens. The flour is uniform and fine. I bought a wooden mop handle and secured it in the drill side handle. When the other end is on the floor, The drill is retained. For a test, I locked up the burrs tight and powered the drill. In my case, I had to install a screw through the handle ring and into the drill case to prevent slipping. This is only one method. That's it. Adapter for the drill. I used a 5/16 18x2 full thread cap screw and a coupling nut. The screw is very strong. I ground the corners from the nut so it fits into the drill chuck. This is what ended with. A 1/2 inch chuck will accept a 17/32 inch diameter. I ground the corners off to a length of 1 1/4 inches. This is the depth of the chuck. I ground the end face of the auger shaft square. Cut the head off a screw, turned it tight in the shaft, and turned the nut on tight. For the first run of the mill, set the burrs loose and run the drill slowly. It is common for the drill to wobble because the tapped hole in the auger shaft is off center. I cut the head from another screw and turned it tight into the nut. And then I attached the drill to that extension and running slowly, ground a diameter which is trued up, and as long as it's smooth and all the material is gone. I tried to grind grain with this setup. Too much grain entered the burrs and overloaded the drill. I made a controlling device from 1/8 inch masonite. In my case, the drill is working hard when the discs are adjusted to make a window about 5/8 inch long. That's it. Assemble the mill and drill. Gradually turn the adjusting screw and run until the burr working surfaces are smooth. Remove dust. We have ground 7 cups of flour and made 2 loaves using the King Arthur classic whole wheat bread recipe. I like Vermont Creamery salted cultured butter because it tastes so good, like the butter I enjoyed in the 1930s. This project has been rewarding. I hope it will be for others. Tasty, wholesome bread is a pretty good thing. I have read that flour from heirloom grains may help people with gluten sensitivity. Try some.